Welcome, Bronco Nation, to a little bit of a different video today. Most of the videos on this channel are college football analysis, mostly Boise State, obviously. Game reviews, game previews, interviews with former, current, future Boise State Broncos, and then general college football analysis when big things pop off as well. But today, this is going to be a little bit of a different video because today is a different day. Today is the 4th year anniversary of the start of my channel. 4 years ago today, I was sitting at pilot training, waiting to get through the course, waiting for my next ride, and the college football season had been canceled, and it had just been brought back. The Big Ten decided they wanted to play football. The rest of the conferences decided they wanted to jump in as well, and so college football had just come back. But I'm sitting alone in my dorm room because it's COVID. Everything's closed. We're all isolated. I can't hang out with anybody. I can't talk college football with anybody. And I needed some college football content in my life. And so I jump on YouTube and start looking for Boise State previewers, Boise State channels, and there aren't any. There's Bronco Vision is pretty much the only one. Great Boise State highlights, but no actual Boise State analysis-based channels. And I decided, well, hey, I've got all this time on my hands. Let's see where this goes. And where it went was 400 plus videos later. Just went over 2,000 subscribers recently, and 4 years later. And now I'm sitting here looking back on a very, very wild ride with a lot more hopefully left to come, but one that I never could have expected would have gone the way that it did. And I've been so blessed to have this platform to be able to talk about my childhood team that I have dedicated a large part of my life and my personality to be able to have this platform to be able to talk about Boise State and college football in general is just incredible. And so I wanted to take a moment today to look back on those 4 years and the 4 things that I have learned. And this isn't going to just be for Boise State fans or college football fans. This is for anybody out there who has ever thought about making a channel. Or maybe people that aren't thinking about making a channel, but they're just interested about what you learn along the way. But really, anybody out there of any kind of content, if you're thinking about making a channel, these lessons that I've learned are going to be applicable to you as well. And I wanted to have an opportunity to share those today. And so lesson number 1 that I learned, and again, starting right to the whole purpose for this channel to begin with, is make videos that you'd want to watch. Again, that's how it started. There wasn't any videos like this that I could watch, and so I decided, you know what, I'll make them, and at the very least, I'll have fun watching them back myself. But that really is, in a nutshell, I think what makes a successful YouTube channel overall. Because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, what your content itself is, or, what glitz and glamour you bring into the channel, what's fancy audio equipment, or what's special guests or any like that. And all those things can help a channel. But at the end of the day, the number one reason that people watch your channel is because of you. There are in most cases, there are many other avenues to them getting the same content they could get from you, but they watch the channel every week because of you. You're the main draw. And what they're looking for is a person who is passionate and interested in the subject that they are speaking to. So many times I see YouTubers chasing the algorithm where they're just looking for that thing that is trending, that is popular, trying to catch the wave, and it's not necessarily something that they are passionate themselves about or that they would have made a video about. If those two things can combine together, that's perfect timing. That's the perfect scenario. If you can find something that's trending and that is relevant, like say college conference realignment, and you love talking conference realignment, and then the Pac-12 decides that a bunch of members of the Pac-12 decides they're going to leave and go to the Big Ten. Now you've got an opportunity to talk about something you love in a moment that's trending. Of course, that's a perfect combination. But if you're just simply talking about conference realignment because you got to talk about conference realignment, and I'm just going to use it as an example, anything out there that you're just talking about because it's popular, but you aren't yourself that interested in making that video, that's going to show. At the end of the day, what people are looking for on YouTube, which is an element of social media, so what they're looking for on social media is genuine interactions. People want genuine relationships. They want to interact with real, genuine people, especially in a world and a platform, not necessarily YouTube, but social media, where there is so much fake out there. They want to interact with a genuine person who is genuinely excited. And yeah, I've used genuinely a couple too many times so far. Oh well. But they want to interact with someone who is actually excited about the content that they're discussing, that they are engaged in the product that they are producing. The video itself should be its own reward, the focus and the goal, the creation of the video. Whatever else happens after that is just icing on the cake. People want to see you excited about making the product and not necessarily thinking about what the impact of that is going to be, how many people are going to like or view it. Because also at the end of the day, if you are focused on how many people watch or like a video, and that's what that is what's bringing you joy, what's bringing you the basis of your your self identity. If that is what you are focused on, you're going to get burned out quite quickly, because you can spend, for instance, you can spend weeks, hours pouring through Boise State highlights, clipping and bringing the best ones, and creating the best questions for your guest, and doing a what you think is a fantastic interview, and then spending hours editing and working all that together into a complete product, and it gets less than 500 views. But if you were focused on the view count, you could consider that a failure. But if you were focused on the joy of the process, of genuinely finding joy from pouring through hours of Boise State highlights and talking to former players, and then getting the chance to edit all of that together and create an artistic expression, if that's where you're finding your joy, every video is a success. Whether it has 1 view or 1,000+ views, every single video is a success. And if that's your mindset, you're going to continue to build and build on momentum as you energize yourself for each successive video, and each video becomes something you become excited and looking forward to making, because the making of the video was the end goal. Everything else, it's great, of course, to be rewarded for your efforts, to have other people appreciate what you do. But at the end of the day, the number one viewer that you are trying to impress, the number one viewer that you need to make sure you're making content for, is you. Because if you're not interested in the content you're making, and you are not excited about the content that you're making, why should anybody else be? And so number one lesson I've learned is make videos that you would want to watch. The second one that I've learned, second lesson, is that YouTube is not a competition. It really is true that comparison is the thief of joy. And it goes back to making videos that you'd want to watch, and the focus and the product, the focus being on the creation of the product and on the videos that you are making, finding your joy in those elements. You need to just focus simply on your own craft, because first off, there's a lot of things that go into a quote-unquote successful YouTube video. Even if 2 people make something on very similar content, the algorithm can decide, at the end of the day, the algorithm has all to say, can decide how that content ends up being viewed, how it ends up being spread around YouTube, how many other people end up getting a chance to even click on the video. And so you don't know why their video was more successful. You should work on developing and making your craft better and learning from others out there and incorporating elements of what they do into your own work. But you cannot be focused on the success of others and let that detract from the joy that you find in your own expression. Because also, and there's also the factor here that YouTube is not a rare commodity. People can watch and do watch multiple different channels, because YouTube, and as an expression of social media, it is a relationship. You are looking for creators that you can connect with, that you enjoy what they're talking about, but more than that, you enjoy how they present what they're talking about. And you're going to try and connect with multiple different people. It's a friendship group. Sure, you'll have best friends or friends that you engage with maybe more than others, but at the end of the day, you want to have all of your friends. You want to engage with all of your friends. And YouTube is like that. That's, the more people that come to YouTube to watch one type of content, so say Boise State channel that come to maybe watch you are then going to find because of the way the algorithm works, they're going to be suggested more Boise State content from other YouTubers, and they're going to get an opportunity to create. Now, because you're clicking on that, they're going to show more of Boise State content in general, which gives you more of an opportunity to end up on their feed, and everybody grows together. It's a process of just mutual collaboration, and you're going to find more joy and more of a benefit from collaborating with other YouTubers than tearing them down. There's so many great opportunities to be able to bring together different perspectives and viewpoints and to have an opportunity. That's my favorite part of YouTube, is having the opportunities to collaborate with other YouTubers in this community where we all talk about the things that we love. And again, it's not a competition, because at the end of the day, people are going to watch all of the channels. They are maybe at different times, or they'll click on different videos at different elements. But if you're making content that they're interested in and you're presenting it in a way that is engaging, going back to point number one, they're going to watch your videos. And so the focus should not be on tearing yourself down or tearing others down or comparing yourself to what others are producing, but focusing on the videos that you yourself are making and just trying to get better each and every day. And on that note, I do want to shout out the other Boise State YouTubers that have come to the platform. It has been so awesome. Again, as a fan who started out just wanting to find videos to watch, that there has been such an influx of YouTubers now to the platform that me and every other fan just has an abundance of content available. And I'm going to put links to all of these YouTubers in the description. Most of them were on a video that I did recently where I went through each of their channels and I talked about what their content is and what you might be interested in. So if you're looking for more information on each of these channels, I would definitely recommend you check out that video, or just go to their channel and read their About section. But Bronco Nation News, Master Football with Jake Posey, Bronco Nation Updates, Shirts and Skins, Takeover Sports Podcast, Bronco Country Roundup, Bronco Vision, and then 206.208 Sports. And again, I will put links to all of those channels in the description for this video. Definitely make sure that you check them out, because again, at the end of the day, it's not a competition, it's a collaboration, and we all rise together as we all produce content that makes the Boise State fan base that appeals to the Boise State fan base and makes the Bronco Nation brand rise. And then point number 3 is don't be afraid to start. I do have a lot of people that ask me, how should I get started? What did you do when you were getting started? What the funniest question I get is, what would you recommend as far as like technology? What sound, what microphones or lighting? What kind of additions would you suggest? And I find that question funny because I started this channel with my smartphone, which I'm still videoing on, my smartphone, and a Boise State blanket that I hung over a picture in my dorm room behind me, and I leaned my phone up against a lamp. And that was just kind of the lighting in front of me. And that's how I started my channel. And I'm still pretty technologically a Neanderthal in a lot of ways. I do have some additions. I have a new mic, which is hopefully making the audio a little bit better. I know it's depending on the place, but still kind of learning how to use it. Not always, but I do have some new lighting, and obviously my swag collection has grown. Some of this was here already, but I've been able to add to it over the years. So my studio looks better, and those kind of things have grown over the years. But if I had waited until I had all of this to start, I would never have started in the first place. And I had no experience making YouTube videos, making video presentations really at all, besides maybe one or two that they make you do when you're going through college, whatever, a communications class or something like that. I had no experience. I had done speech and debate in high school, and I'd been involved in public organizations, Boy Scouts and that kind of thing. And so I had public speaking skills, but I had no experience at all with videography or presenting, video analysis. I had been doing some written form analysis on some sports sites and some blog sites, that kind of thing. But I'm not like a professional insider or something like that. I'm a Boise State fan who's passionate about Boise State and wanted a way to be able to express my fandom in a more public way. And so that's why and how I started. And so if you're sitting around waiting to start, you're never going to get started. You just have to do it. And the first content, every single YouTuber out there looks back on the first videos they made and they think, man, that sucked. I could have done a lot better. And that's just going to be the case. You're going to grow and learn. But the biggest obstacle to your own success, and this is not me coining a phrase, it's quite a commonly known thing, but the biggest obstacle to your own success is you. You cannot let you stop you from being successful. Just go out and do it. Because then again, at the end of the day, it's not about being successful on YouTube or getting the likes or getting the subscribers. It's about having an opportunity to share your passion. The video itself is the end objective. Have fun making the video. That will show. Goes back to point number one. But don't be afraid to start being involved in something that you're passionate about. And that's key number 3. And then my 4th point that I've learned is it's a marathon, not a sprint. Unless your name is Ashton Genty or someone famous like that, when you start a channel, you are not going to be successful from day one. And I'll put a link to Ashton Genty's channel as well. Love that we see this trend of players be getting more involved in the media or in YouTube and social media in general, the NIL age. Love it. He has great content, of course. So make sure that you go follow Ashton Genty and be part of the next wave of 2,000 subscribers that he got overnight on his first video. But again, unless your name's Ashton Genty, that's not going to be you. You are going to need to grind. That's just the truth of the YouTube process. It is not about a instant success. It's about slow growth over time. Don't let adversity cause you to stop following something that you're passionate about. Slow growth is still growth. I consider, besides the factor of just being excited about making the video itself, every video I make I consider successful because I had the opportunity to make the video. But in addition to that, as far as looking at feedback on a video and about building success on the channel, I consider a video to be successful if I gain 1 subscriber from that. The viewership count is a nice little like morale boost, of course, but the most successful element of any video is just the increase over time of subscribers. If I get 1 subscriber, that is a successful video. That's 1 more additional person that I get the opportunity to talk to interact with, to make videos for every single week. And that's what you should be focusing on. Again, the focus is the video itself. But when you're looking at, am I being successful in this? It's over time, small growth, each video itself is the objective. So that's the 4 things that I've learned from making videos so far. Again, don't get focused on the subscriber count or the viewership count. Be focused on the joy of being able to make the videos in the first place. And then over time, each video, you're going to gain momentum. The algorithm is going to get to know you and know your content and how to suggest it to people. There are great tutorial videos out there that can help you get a faster leg up. If you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, please hit me up on Twitter. I am happy to give advice to anybody that is interested in it. I want to try and help other people get ahead of the early learning curves as quickly as possible. Try to step over those issues that I had early on. If I can help other people learn from my own mistakes earlier on, or not even mistakes, but just ways to help improve your product overall, I want to be able to do that. So again, if you're interested in ever making a YouTube channel or videos, you can find me on Twitter. I'll put a link to that as well in the description for the video. But you can find me on Twitter. You should be able to DM me everything. If not, just tag me and I'll come DM you. But that's 4 things I've learned. Number 1, make videos you'd want to watch. YouTube's not a competition. Don't be afraid to start. And it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's incremental progress over each video over time. And 400 videos later, you might be looking back at a very different place than when you started. So thanks so much for watching all the way through the years so far, the 4 years, the 5th season that I've been able to do this. Current season is the 5th one that I've been previewing and reviewing, being able to analyze. So thank you so much for watching all the way through. I truly, truly am thankful for each and every one of you that gives me an opportunity to be able to talk about this sport and this team that I love so much. So thanks so much for watching. I know I said don't focus on the viewership and the subscriber count, but it does help the channel overall. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, 4 years on and 4+ more years to go. Go Big Blue!